Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Hi guys, see you again in Organic Chemistry. Now, we look at the new chapter which is chapter 5, Hydrocarbon. We are going to focus on the first part of chapter 5 which is 5.1, Alkanes. So now, we are going to look at nomenclature of alkane. So guys, let's start. Okay guys, so actually in chapter 5, hydrocarbon, we are going to focus on 5.1, focus on alkanes, 5.2, alkenes. So hydrocarbon refer to the compound that contain of hydrogen and carbon atom. So guys, hydrocarbon, we have two types of hydrocarbon here. The first one, we have aliphatic hydrocarbon. So what is aliphatic hydrocarbon? Aliphatic hydrocarbon refer to the compound that no aromatic ring. Maksudnya does not contain any aromatic ring. While aromatic hydrocarbon must contain the aromatic ring or benzene ring. So this compound also called as a rings. So in aliphatic hydrocarbon, kita boleh classify kepada tiga lagi guys. First, we have alkanes, which is the saturated hydrocarbon. Alkenes, unsaturated hydrocarbon. While alkyne also is unsaturated hydrocarbon. Saturated refer to that compound only contain of carbon-carbon single bond, while unsaturated refer to the compound that contain at least carbon-carbon double bond or carbon-carbon triple bond. Saturated tu umpama tepu kelas. Unsaturated tu dia tak tepu. Maksudnya you boleh add on lagi dekat carbon double bond dan carbon triple bond ni. Kan you all dah belajar chapter 4. That's why kalau yang ada double or triple bond, dia boleh undergo addition reaction. Itu maksud saturated and unsaturated. Okay, now class, we are going to focus in alkane. Alright, so alkane, you need to know that have only sigma bond, because in alkane only consists of carbon-carbon single bond and no functional group in alkane. So this alkane we classify as saturated compound. Dah penuh, setiap carbon dah cukup ada 4 ikatan. So guys, in alkane we have two type of alkane. The first one, we have open chain alkane that refer kepada straight chain carbon. Okay, so normally the number of carbon, minimum carbon should be 1. Dan it boleh more than 1. Biasanya for your syllabus, you need to hafal sampai 10 lah. Okay. And then the second type of alkane, we have cycloalkane. So the number of carbon at least must have 3 carbon, while it will start with the triangle shape. Still remember? So tidak, kalau 2 carbon or 1 carbon, dia tidak ada shape. So that's why for cycloalkane must start with 3 carbon at least. Okay, because the shape is triangle, and then followed by 4 carbon, square shape, and then 5 carbon, pentagon shape, and so on. So this is IUPAC name of unbranched alkane. So for your syllabus, you must focus on the carbon, at least 1 carbon until 10 carbon here guys. Okay, so at least this one you need to memorize it. So start from methane, 1 carbon, ethane, 2 carbon, 3 carbon, we have propane, butane, 4 carbon, 5 carbon, pentane, 6 carbon, hexane, heptane, octane, nonane, until decane, which is 10 carbon. So this 10 IUPAC name you need to remember. Okay, before we look at the nomenclature of alkane, how to name the alkane, you need to know this one first. Okay, you need to know alkyl group. Awak kena tahu benda ni dulu. Okay, so before this in class, Madam pernah cakap, Madam pernah bagi tahu alkyl group ni macam mana. So now you akan kenal lagi siapa alkyl group. Okay, the simplest alkyl group consists of one carbon, which is CH3. This CH3 we call as methyl. Okay, just now we know that if the alkane consists of one carbon, we call as methane. So bila dia jadi alkyl group, so kita panggil dia sebagai methyl. So remember, alkyl group ni adalah substituent yang attach pada parent chain. Ataupun sebenarnya cerita, alkyl group ni adalah branch. Okay, branching yang ada dalam compound you all. Okay, if you have two carbon, we call as ethyl. So this ethyl group will attach to your parent chain. So nampak ni yang tanda bond ni. So ini bond ni lah yang akan attach dengan awak punya parent chain, the straight chain carbon. Okay, and then we have 3 carbon. For 3 carbon, we have 2 type of alkyl group. The first one, we have propyl, like this, the straight chain carbon here. So if this straight chain carbon attached to the parent chain, we call this alkyl group as propyl. Another version of alkyl group for 3 carbon, we have isopropyl. Look at the position of carbon. See, this one is straight chain carbon and this one look like dia ada branch. Kalau you buat skeletal structure, dia nampak umpama seperti ekor ikan. Like this. Okay, so this one will bond with parent chain. So we have carbon here, carbon here, carbon here. Nampak seperti ekor ikan. So itu adalah structure isopropyl. Okay, and then for the 4 carbon, here we have 4 type of alkyl group. Wow, banyak kan? So the first one, if we have the straight chain 4 carbon here, we call as butyl. Okay, and then we also have here isobutyl. Look, same like isopropyl just now, the apa orang kata ekor ikan ni, tapi dia add on another 1 carbon here, CH2. So if the whole structure here attached to the parent chain, so we call as isobutyl. Okay, and then the third one, we have sec-butyl. Ataupun sebenarnya sec ni refer kepada secondary carbon. Secondary carbon. So secondary butyl. Why class? Okay, look. The carbon that bond with parent chain is the secondary carbon here. So this carbon here is secondary carbon. So that carbon will attach to the parent chain ataupun carbon yang panjang lah, yang sebagai parent awak. So kalau ini sebagai substituent, kita panggil sebagai sec-butyl. Beza ya dengan isobutyl. Look at the branch. Kalau iso ni branch dia di tengah-tengah, but this sec-butyl branch dia at carbon 1 that bond with parent chain. Okay, and then we have third butyl. Okay, why we call this alkyl group as third butyl? Butyl refer kepada 4 carbon. Third refer kepada tertiary, guys. Why? Because the tertiary carbon will bond to the parent chain here, guys. So this is tertiary carbon. So this tertiary carbon will bond with your parent chain. Boleh. Okay, and the last one, we have 5 carbon of alkyl group. So this is in your syllabus, only 5 carbon of alkyl group. Okay, so for 5 carbon, we have 3 type of alkyl group. The first one, we have Actually we have the straight one kan, tapi jarang kita jumpa lah. Okay, if you have straight 5 carbon like this, okay, nanti you all buat dia punya hydrogen ya. Okay, if straight carbon like this we call as pentyl. Okay, but normally jarang lah, sebab biasanya kalau dah sampai 5 carbon tu jarang kita jumpa sebagai substituent. Okay, so jarang kita jumpa substituent panjang macam ni lah. Tetapi dia boleh jadi macam ni. The first one kita ada isopentyl. Okay, so sama macam isopropyl and isobutyl. So kalau awak tengok, ni yang struktur yang asal, struktur ekor ikan yang asal, right? So kalau butyl, we add on another CH2. So kalau isopentyl, we add on another CH2. Like that. So here, the bond here will bond with your parent chain. Alright? And then we have neopentyl. Nampak? Neopentyl. So what is the difference between isopentyl? Look at the position of carbon here. Still we have 5 carbon here, but dia macam third butyl tadi kelas, tapi bukan. Bukan tertiary carbon. So yang kita ada quaternary carbon kat sini. So kat sini ada CH2. So this CH2 will attach to your parent chain. So this structure, if become a substituent at your compound, we call as neopentyl. And the last one, we have third pentyl, same like third butyl just now, because this carbon is tertiary carbon that bond with parent chain. Cuma apa beza dengan third butyl? Dekat sini dia ada add on another CH2 untuk cukupkan 5 carbon. Tu je beza. Okay, boleh. So please guys, please tolong hafal 5 alkyl group ni. Okay, 5 carbon of alkyl group. Bukan 5 alkyl group banyak ni. Okay guys, never mind. Kalau you dah selalu buat latihan, you memang akan ingat this alkyl group. Okay guys, how to name the compound? So actually we need to name the compound based on IUPAC nomenclature. What is IUPAC? You boleh Google or refer to your lecture note. So IUPAC ni kita memang guna di dalam seluruh dunia ya. Okay, so when you name the organic compound, what you need to know that compound should have that name or nomenclature should have prefix. Okay, what are the substituent? Yang substituent tu yang mana? Yang kita ada alkyl group tadi tu. And then the parent, how many carbon involved? Normally the parent should be consist of the longest chain of carbon. Okay, and then suffix, what is the family involved? For example, now we are going to focus on alkane. So dia akan berakhir dengan ane, methane, butane, hexane. Alright. For example, here we have this compound. Okay, so the longest carbon chain here, if you look here, kita ada 3 carbon. So this is the longest carbon chain. Alright, so this is will become your parent chain. Okay, so this will become your parent chain. And then prefix, prefix yang mana? Yang ini CH3 tadi. Okay, so dia akan jadi nama dia 2-methyl propane. See, 2-methyl refer kepada substituent that we have in the structure. Prop refer kepada the parent chain of carbon. Here the longest carbon chain we have here is 3. Ane refer kepada this family dalam golongan alkane. Okay guys, so this is how we learn to name the straight chain or branch alkane. So this is the step. Sebenarnya ada banyak step yang you kena follow guys. Tadi yang saya bagi tahu tu cuma general sahaja. Okay, So the first step, what we need to do is we need to find the parent chain. Parent chain must contain the longest continuous change of carbon. Ni dia punya tips. Find the longest continuous change of carbon. For example, I give you the example here. Okay, this is two type of method that you can use. Okay, ada yang salah, ada yang betul dekat sini. So if you look at these two compound is same compound. Okay, the correct one, awak tengok kalau you guna, you ambil yang straight macam ni, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So dia ada 6 carbon here. Okay, but for the second one, kalau you ambil macam bengkok sikit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yang mana yang akan lebih panjang? So cara yang kedua. Why? Because the first method you got 6 carbon, but the second method you got 7 carbon. So you need to know that you need to find the longest continuous chain of carbon. Tak semestinya straight chain ya guys. Dia boleh jadi bengkang bengkok. Okay, tak semestinya mesti straight. No. Alright. So it means that this parent name should be heptane, not hexene. Like that. Okay. And then tips yang kedua. Okay, ni tips yang pertama tadi. Tips yang kedua, if there are two chains of equal length, pick the change with more substituent. How? Okay, like this guys. Okay, for example, if the first method, okay, if you take the straight chain carbon, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, kalau you buat cara yang kedua, you bengkok kan. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So both compound here sama sebenarnya. Dan cara awak ambil longest carbon chain pun, you still got 6 carbon here. But which one is the correct method? So method yang pertama adalah method yang betul. Kenapa? Tengok dekat sini dia kata pick the change with more substituent. So kalau boleh lagi banyak substituent lagi bagus. Dan substituent tu pun kalau boleh biar bilangan karbon dia kecil. Macam ni. We have CH3 and we have CH2, CH3. So we have two substituent and the number of carbon in the substituent kurang. Itu lebih baik. Compared to the second one, we have one substituent here but the number of carbon lebih banyak. So kita tak galakkan ini. So the correct one is the first structure. Okay guys, kenal pasti ini dulu. So this is the first step. Okay, for the second step, alright, so we need to number the main chain. How to number the main chain? You cannot belasah aja. Guys, okay, you cannot belasah aja. You need to follow these tips. Okay, first, number the longest change to give the first substituent the lower number. How? Okay, look. For example, you have this compound. Okay, so you already find the parent chain yang warna hijau tu. And then we have one substituent here which is methyl group. Okay, so you nak numberkan, kalau ikutkan, you boleh numberkan sebelah kiri boleh atau sebelah kanan. Tapi tu kalau you numberkan sebelah kiri salah. Why? Tengok balik tips yang pertama. Dia kata number the longest change to give the first substituent the lower number. So that's why guys, when you number your parent chain, you need to start with the side that consists of substituent. So kita akan start dengan side yang sebelah kanan, like that. Okay, we start number 1 at the right side. Okay, so number 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Boleh? Okay, the tips yang kedua, if the first substituent is the same distance from both ends, number the change to give the second substituent the lowest number. How? Like this, guys. Okay, for example, okay, contoh you dah find dia punya parent chain here. We have 5 carbon for the parent chain. So the parent chain name is pentane. So now look, if you start from the left, number 1, 1, 2, you akan jumpa substituent. You akan jumpa dia punya branch. If you start from the right also, you akan jumpa juga the position of substituent at carbon 2 also. Okay, but which one is the correct one? Ni saya buat dulu dia punya nombor. If you start from right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the correct one, you need to choose that which side that consists of more substituent. Okay, so the left side, if you start with the left side, at carbon 2 we have more substituent here. So kalau boleh substituent tu dimulakan dengan nombor yang kecil. So that's why yang betul adalah if you start numbering at the left side. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bukan daripada right side. Okay, the third tips, if the location of two different substituents are same from both ends, assign the lowest number alphabetically to the first substituent. Macam mana? Like this, guys. Okay, for example, you have this structure. Okay, if we look at this structure here, the below one, okay, so if we look at this structure, if we start from right, 1, 2, 3, kita jumpa substituent. If you start from left, 1, 2, 3, kita juga jumpa substituent. But which one is correct, from left or from right? Read the statement again. Okay, the statement say that assign the lowest number alphabetically. According to alphabet, guys. Okay, look, we have two substituent here. First, we have methyl. Methyl start with alphabet M. And then CH2CH3 here is ethyl. Start with alphabet E. So, according to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, kalau tak ingat boleh nyanyi lagu Didi and Friend, kan? Okay, so E dengan M, mana kita jumpa dulu, guys? E dulu. So, that's why we will start numbering our parent chain at the left side first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, ethyl menang daripada methyl according to alphabet. Understand? Okay, third step. Identify and number the substituent. We need to number our substituent before we write the full name of the compound. Okay, how to number the substituent? Actually, saya dah ajar tadi kan? Okay, cuma ini kita nak tulis nama dia, guys. Okay, assign a number to each substituent according to its point of attachment to the parent chain. Like this. Okay, tadi kita dah bagi nombor dah macam ni. Kemudian dia kata two substituent on the same C, give them both the same number. Okay, contoh kalau yang ini, guys, kita tahu dekat carbon 2 we have methyl group. Dekat carbon 2 also we have another methyl. And dekat carbon 4 we have methyl. So nanti bila awak tulis nanti kita akan ada 3 methyl. At carbon 2 ada 2 methyl. At carbon 4 also we have another methyl. Okay, so please identify the number of the substituent first. Okay, another example here tadi just now we have at carbon 3 we have ethyl, and at carbon 4 we have methyl. Okay, so please identify your substituent and number your substituent. Why? I'll show you like this. Lepas ni kita nak bagi dia nama penuh kelas. Okay, so you kenal pasti ini dulu. Now, we want to write the name of that compound. So you need to write it as a single word. No space at all. Okay, you need to write the name as a single word. No space at all. Alright? So look at the tips I give you here. First, use hyphen to separate different prefix. Use hyphen to separate different prefix. For example, antara satu substituent dengan satu substituent dengan satu substituent, maaf tersasul kan. Okay, contohnya metal dengan etal. Okay, so you nak separatekan dia, you akan guna hyphen. Ataupun you nak separatekan nombor dengan perkataan, kita guna hyphen. And then use commas to separate number. Alright, how? Okay, now look at the first example just now. Okay, yang kita dah keluarkan tadi. So as we know that class, at carbon 2 and carbon 4 we have methyl group, but we have 3 same substituent. Nampak tak? Okay, kita ada 3 same substituent. Macam mana cara nak tulis? Like this guys. Okay, so kita ada at carbon 2 we have 2 methyl. So 2, tadi kan kita dah keluarkan 2. Number with number we use comma. To separate the number we use comma. Be careful that. Okay, to separate number with words we use hyphen. Okay, so here comma 2 and then we have 4. See, we have, walaupun dekat nombor 2 tu ada 2 metal, you wajib tulis 2 kali nombor 2 tu. Tak boleh tulis sekali, sebab you need to know that we have 2 metal at carbon number 2. So you kena tulis 2 kali nombor 2. 2, 2, 4. So you susun ikut nombor menaik lah. 2, 2, 4. And then kita nak pisahkan metal. So kita akan tulis hyphen. Okay, kita akan buat hyphen. And then we have metal. 3 metal here. So macam mana nak buat? Takkan nak tulis metal sampai 3 kali. No need class. We are going to using prefix. Baca tips yang keempat ni. Okay, when 2 or more substituent are identical, same, indicate using prefix di. Di means if we have 2 same substituent. Tri refer to 3 same substituent. Tetra 4 same substituent. Penta 5. Hexa 6. Hepta 7. Octa 8. Nona 9. Jaranglah sampai 9. Okay, so now we have 3 same substituent. So kita akan letak sebagai trimethyl. So the parent name is pentane. Alright. Okay, so no space at all. Okay, so please write the name as a single word. So this is the name for the first compound. Okay, how about the second compound that we have? For example here, we know that here we have 2 different substituent. Macam mana nak buat? Siapa nak letak dulu dekat depan? Okay, so guys, read the second tips. If 2 or more different substituent are present, write in alphabetical order. Macam kita nomborkan tadi, kita ikut alphabet. So kita tulis nama pun kita ikut alphabet. So in the second compound, we have ethyl group as substituent and methyl group as substituent. So E dengan M mana dulu? E dululah. So kita akan tulis sebagai 3 ethyl, 4 methyl. Nampak Nak pisahkan nombor dengan perkataan, we use hyphen. Nombor and nombor we use coma. Okay, and then so this is the substituent that we have in the compound. So kita berakhirkan dengan parent name. So our parent name here, because we have 6 longest carbon, so nama dia adalah hexane. So this is the name for second compound. Okay, and then the fifth tip, in deciding on alphabetical order, ignore prefix such as di, tri and tetra. Okay guys, jika ada di, tri, tetra, ini tak termasuk dalam alphabet order ya. Contoh macam ni kelas. Okay, for example you have this one. Yang ni ya, contoh dia 3-ethyl 4,7-dimethyl. So you nampak kat sini ada dimethyl because we have 2 methyl here at carbon 4 and carbon 7. So di ni kalau ikutkan D sepatutnya dia duduk depan, betul tak? Tapi so you need to know that prefix such as di, tri, tetra, penta, hexa will not include in alphabetical order. Please, itu cuma umpama seperti penjodoh bilangan. Boleh faham? Dia cuma nak bagi tahu dekat situ dia adalah ada berapa kat situ, ada 2 ke, ada 3 ke, ada 4. Okay, tapi dia tak termasuk dalam alphabetical order. Alphabetical order must refer to nama dia yang asal, methyl, ethyl. Okay. Okay, now we look at naming cycloalkane. Actually, cycloalkane seem like alkane just now. Beza dia cuma dia ada perkataan. Ni je kelas. Dia ada perkataan cyclo. That's it. Itu je beza. Okay. For example here, we have this compound. So if you name it, the name it should be 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane. Look at the parent name, cyclohexane. Why hexane? Yes, because this shape is hexagon shape. Hexagon consists of 6 carbon. Okay, and at carbon 1 and carbon 2 we have methyl. Kenapa kita guna di? Because we have 2 same substituent here. Penjodoh bilangan tadi madam katakan. So dimethyl. So macam mana nak letak nombor 1, 2 tu? After this I will teach you how. Okay, next we look at the tips, method atau cara untuk you namakan IUPAC nomenclature for cyclic alkane. Okay, the first one, as usual class, you need to find the parent name. Okay, how? Okay, we look at the first tip. Count the number of carbon atom in the ring. Okay, and the number in largest substituent chain. Alright, if the number of carbon atom in ring equal to or greater than the number in the substituent, the compound is named as cycloalkane. Okay, macam ni kelas. Contoh So contoh kalau awak ada kat sini, kita ada cyclopentane ataupun bentuk pentagon here, dan juga substituent dia adalah CH3. So cyclopentane here we have 5 carbon while the substituent only 1 carbon. Bermaksud cyclopentane menang. Sebab dia ada 5 carbon. So this cyclopentane will be your parent chain, while CH3 should be your methyl ataupun sebagai substituent. Okay, but if the number of carbon in the largest substituent is greater, maksudnya substituent ada lagi banyak carbon, then the number in the ring, the compound name is cycloalkyl. So cyclo tu akan jadi substituent like this. Like this. Okay, look at the second example. So dekat sini kalau awak lihat, the substituent, the branch here, we have 4 carbon, but for cyclo we have 3 carbon only. So in this case, our parent chain should be the straight chain carbon, not cyclo. Cyclo will be your substituent. Dia sama macam tadi kelas. Kalau methane jadi metal. So kalau yang ni cyclopropane asal. So dia akan jadi cyclopropyl butane. So butane will be your parent chain. So ingat, kalau straight chain carbon lagi banyak, straight chain carbon yang akan jadi parent, while cyclo will be your substituent. And then when the compound contain important functional group, yang kita ada carbon-carbon double bond, kita ada carboxylic acid, kita ada macam-macam lagi lah, hydroxyl group. The cyclic portion is sometimes named as cycloalkyl. So cyclo pun akan jadi substituent. And consider part of alkyl group name for alphabetizing purpose. So guys, C ni juga diambil kira dalam alphabetical order. Okay, for example like this. So dalam struktur yang saya bagi ni, kita ada important functional group which is alkene, carbon-carbon double bond. So in this case, our cyclobutane here takkan jadi parent chain. So our parent chain here is alkene. Start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See? Nampak kenapa kena start daripada sini? Sebab carbon-carbon double bond adalah priority yang utama. Okay, the main priority here. So we need to start from here to numbering our parent chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at carbon 3, we have another substituent here which is methyl. And at carbon number 5, we have substituent here which is cyclobutyl. So if you arrange the substituent here, methyl, cyclobutyl, C dengan M. According to alphabetical order, C akan dulu daripada M. So the name should be 5-cyclobutyl, 3-methyl, 1-pentene. Nampak tak? Bukan pentane because this is alkene. Actually, we already learned subtopic 5.2. So 5-cyclobutyl, 3-methyl, 1-pentene. Okay, the second step for nomenclature of cyclic alkane, we need to numbering our substituent and writing compound name. Okay, so macam mana kita nak numbering the substituent? Alright, the first tip, okay, if only one substituent present in the compound, like this, for example, see? So here our parent chain is cyclopentane and we have only one substituent here. So no number is needed. Tak perlu letak nombor guys. So we just put as methyl cyclopentane. No spacing at all. So remember, we need to write the name as a single words. Okay? But when two same substituent are present, number the rings so that the second substituent has a low number as possible. How? For example, you have this compound here. Okay, so we have two substituent here. We have methyl, we have ethyl. So kat mana you nak letak nombor 1? So nombor 1 must start according to alphabetical order. Okay, so we have ethyl and methyl. So ethyl dulu daripada M, kan, E. So we put number 1 here. So you kena pusing anti-clockwise. Kalau boleh, please number your substituent. Kat sini dia kata has as low number as possible. So kalau boleh, nombor untuk substituent tu lebih kecil. Okay, so jangan pusing clockwise. Kalau tak, nanti nombor untuk methyl dia jadi lebih besar. Okay, so you akan pusing anti-clockwise. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So and when you write the name, you need to follow alphabetical order. Start with 1-ethyl, 3-methyl, cyclohexane. So no space at all. So to separate the number and words, we use hyphen. Okay, next, when two different substituents are present, number the ring by alphabetical priority, like I said just now. Okay, like this example. So we number according to alphabetical order. Okay, when 3 or more substituents are present, begin at the substituent that leads to the number lowest set of location. For example, like this, guys. Okay, we have 3 substituent here. So mesti you confused. You nak start daripada mana, betul tak? So awak kalau boleh start daripada substituent bila awak pusing tu, tak kisahlah awak pusing clockwise ke anti-clockwise, bila awak pusing tu, nombor dia lebih kecil bagi setiap substituent. Okay, for example kat sini saya dah tulis yang betul punya. Katakanlah kalau awak yang betul punya yang ni adalah kita punya substituent, dia punya ratio 1:4. Okay, ini adalah nombor yang kita buat. Okay, katakanlah you letak nombor 1 dekat nombor 4 ni, 1, and then you pusing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So sekarang look at the position of your substituent. Dia adalah pada 1, 3, 4. See? Nombor dia lebih besar daripada yang saya punya tadi, kan? 3, 4. Alright? Atau kalau you buat, you letak nombor 1 dekat sini, and then you pusing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So maksudnya kita akan ada 1, 4, 5. Nampak tak? So nombor dia akan jadi lebih besar. So kalau boleh kelas, position of substituent between substituent tu, kalau boleh nombor dia lebih kecil. So you kena kreatif kelas. Okay? So baca balik statement tu. Dia kata begin at the substituent that lead to the lowest set of location number. You kena pandai cari location number dia. Kalau boleh biar nombor pada substituent tu lebih kecil. Okay, so here name dia adalah 4-ethyl, 2-methyl, 1-propyl. Kita jumpa the other version of alkyl group. Kita ada propyl dekat sini, cyclohexane. So no space at all. We write it as a single words. Okay guys, attention please. Okay, attention please. When you write the name for alkane or alkene or other compound, okay, prefix iso. Tadi saya tak bagi tahu lagi. Okay, kalau ada substituent yang nama dia isopropyl, isobutyl, isopentyl, is considered part of alkyl group named for alphabetizing purpose. Maksudnya I ni diambil kira dalam alphabetical order, while second and third are not considered in alphabetical order, like di, tri, tetra, penta. That one tak dimasukkan dalam alphabetical order. See? Isopropyl, isobutyl, isopentyl listed under I. But second butyl, third butyl, third pentyl will listed under B and P. Nampak Ini seperti sec dengan third ni seperti penjodoh bilangan. Okay? Dia konsep dia macam tu lah. Boleh. Okay, thank you guys. That's all for the first part of 5.1 alkane nomenclature. So I will see you in the chemical reaction of alkane. Bye guys.